Intel is requiring more people to have four-year degrees today when they hire them. But look at Google. Google cares less about a four-year degree today. Apple definitely cares less. Facebook is a little bit less. Microsoft is less. Accenture is less. And IBM is about the same as it was before. So what's the moral of the story here? Corporations are sitting there saying, yeah, we used to require for you to have a four-year degree. We don't require like we did before, because there's many other ways to get the education and the training that used to get only through colleges. So top 10 companies that no longer require a four-year degree. You ready? Google, Apple, Bank of America, Tesla, Netflix, IBM, Penguin Random House, Costco, Starbucks, Chipotle no longer sit there and say, we need a college degree like we did before.
What's going on, everyone? Sauce King here today, and I got a doozy one for you guys. So there's a new story coming out that companies eliminating college degrees requirement amid soaring tuition costs. This is great news, but this is a little too late, in my view, is that I had this thinking a long time ago, since when I went to college, 2015. I've been thinking, what's the need for college? Why can't we just do an apprenticeship? Because I learned more through actually doing something than just to sit there and memorize stuff. Like me, I have a crappy memory. I don't remember a lot of things, but I was really good at math because math was more about understanding something than to memorize something. Yeah, you can memorize all the formulas, but the formula is supposed to help you arrive to the correct conclusions. And I think that's why a lot of people in America, they do so poorly in math, is because we teach math in a way where it's almost impractical in a way. The video I just showed you in the intro was something I watched not a long time ago, because it's a year ago, but I've been following Patrick Bet-David for a while. And he put this idea in my head that college is a scam. Not a scam, but it's not as efficient, or it doesn't give the result that it's so much claimed to be, right? People like to cite the stat that if you go to college, over your lifetime, you'll make $1 million more than a high school student. And my caveat, or my counter to that statistic, is a lot of successful people, a lot of smart people, if you tell them, hey, do certain things, it tends to gravitate, they tend to gravitate towards it. So if you're smart, or if you're an ambitious person, and someone told you, hey, you got to go to college so you can get a four-year degree so you can have an opportunity to get a CEO job, an executive job, a high-paying job, wouldn't stand to reason those people would jump into those job fields, right? Like, for instance, Mark Zuckerberg, he dropped out of Yale. Do you know what kind of SAT scores you need to have to get into Yale? This proves my point that college is not some, like I make the joke, it's not a training arc. You're not going to go in, you had an SAT score of 1,000, and then you're going to come out and be like a 2,200 out of college. No, college is not like that. College already filters for the brightest and smartest students already. So my argument is, if we didn't have college as a gatekeeper, the same people who would have graduated from college would have still been successful regardless of college or not. College was just a stamp of approval. And that's how I see college. College is honestly a gatekeeper. Because most of these jobs, and I'm going back to the article, most of these jobs that required a college degree never used to in the 1980s, right? And it feels like, you know how they say history don't repeat itself, it rhymes? We're going backwards, not backwards, but we're repeating ourselves again. Because in America, in the earlier centuries, a lot of the ways you get to your profession was through apprenticeship. And I think that is the best way to actually teach people what to do. And I have a personal testimony about this. I have my current job as a corporate job. I do have a college degree. I have an associate's degree, but I don't have a bachelor's degree. And I got that skill mostly because of internship. I learned the actual skill of the trade, and then I leveraged that to get an entry-level job at the company. Now I moved on to somewhere else where I'm making market rates for my position, and that was through strategic planning. But if I didn't have that option, I would have been a college graduate, and I would have still been in the same position. This is why I don't have any student loan debt. And I think this creativity, this outside the box thinking, if one thing it shows you is that anyone still pushing you to do college as the one size fit all does not understand the current climate that we're in today. We're in the digital age, right? I'm talking to you. You probably in Montana, Tennessee. Shoot, you could be from Australia. I don't know, but you're here to able to receive my voice. And there's a lot of opportunity out there. If you know how to find it and capitalize on it. But I've been rambling a little too much. Let's get into the article. Companies are scraping their college degree requirements as sky high tuition costs keep four-year degrees out of reach for many young people. The several U.S. companies include Google, Walmart, IBM, and you saw from the intro, has announced plans to slash number of their jobs that required college degrees, which is like, this is true. Like for a software engineer, because that's where I'm more familiar with, they just give you a test. Here you go. We emailed you a code test. Pass it. If you pass it, okay, we'll interview you. It don't matter if you because I have a friend of mine. He's a software engineer and he only has a high school degree, right? And these are the kind of people I'm around. I'm like, yo, there's other ways to achieve the goal, right? And this is one thing I hate about our current education system is that it focuses so much on credentials and memorization, which does not really make you an intelligent person. That's my view, right? This is where I got into the debate about IQ and is it real or whatever. The one thing I don't trust about IQ tests is that it's a test. Like how you know you're not centering for memorization instead of for problem solving. Problem solving and memorization are two different aspects of intelligence. That's my argument, at least. So in our American school system, we have a heavy emphasis on memorization. So if you got a good memory, oh, you passing all the classes. Oh, okay, I know all the answers. I know all the correct answers. But then if someone gave you a task that has ambiguity, you wouldn't even know where to begin or how to begin establishing order to chaos. Jordan Peterson reference right there. If I told you, hey, I need you to make $10,000 out of $5,000, the means is wherever you're gonna go. You're gonna go what was taught to you. And this is where I always make this argument that it don't matter how high your IQ is. If you're fed false or wrong information, your results are going to be just the same as someone with a low IQ. That's just my argument. But I'm done rambling. At Walmart, hundreds of corporate jobs will no longer require a college degree, and companies saying last month that it would remove unnecessary barriers to career advancement. Yes, this happened to me, and I'm going personal, but during my internship, the company I worked for converted me to a full-time position. But they put me not having a bachelor's as a barrier for my career advancement. So I was stuck with a choice. I had a young one. I had my firstborn son, and I was like, damn, like why? Like this don't make no sense. I say, yo, you say I'm performing at this level. Why just don't promote me? Oh no, companies wait. We got people with bachelor's degrees. You don't have one. It'll be unfair. I'm like, yo, but if I'm it should matter the result, not this bureaucratic process. And this company was been around for 180 years. So, companies get stuck in their ways. And then COVID happened. And for my job field, remote work was available. I took it and now I'm here today. So in a way, you can say that obstacle was a blessing in disguise because it forced me to go out in the open market and get paid way more than I would have got paid if I just took the promotion. Right. So, this is where I start talking about like when one door closes, another door open. It's just if you have the insight and knowledge to actually look for it, you can find it. Right. And I think a lot of young people have been fed bad information. And I think this is what has led to the student loan debt thing. And I believe I always want to fall for this stance that student loans should be forgiven by the colleges themselves, not by taxpayer money, because at the end of the day, the colleges are the one who put up this false promise that, oh, you're going to make this much money. You're going to do that. So the colleges should pay, especially that the colleges have money equitable to multinational companies and they can't pay for their own liabilities. This makes no sense to me. So if you are a liberal or you're someone who's pro student loan forgiveness, you should be targeting the colleges because they got the money to pay off your student loan debt. And they're the one, and it's the one that actually gave you the degree. But the problem they like to argue is that, oh, we gave you intellectual skills and there's no way you can take back a skill once it's learned. So that's why you can't forgive student loan debt. But, I digress. But if anyone was to pay the student loan debt, it should be the colleges themselves. So that way they get some liability. Because if a business gave a product that wasn't up to standard, the business themselves are responsible for the refund. But for some reason, we have a different take for educational institution, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. But, I'm done rambling. I'm done. Obviously, you can tell I don't like college too much, at least the institution. College tuition prices have been rising for years, pricing more and more families out of higher education and causing students to take out tens of thousands of loans and massive student loan debt. That's one thing I wanted to graduate college. I didn't want any student loan debt. So I did every decision with that goal in mind. And that's how I got here today. Some experts say companies place less emphasis on degrees is a sign that companies are focused more on skills, which is true. I can attest to this, right? I've only got an associate's degree, which is a 2-year degree from a junior college. If you're going to work for a tech company, what's more important, a college degree or practical experience that you can code? Entrepreneur Ted Jenkins, CEO and founder of Exit, Stage Left Advisor, and Oxygen Financia, told Fox News. It's becoming clear with the out-of-control college education. And this is what's fueling my prediction, right? If you want to, here's a prediction from Talks with Kenny. In 10 years from now, so in the year 2033, when my son is about to be 13 years old, college will become irrelevant. It probably will still be relevant for some job fields, but for most job fields, it'll become irrelevant. It probably only gonna colleges at that point will probably only operate as a research center. That's my take. That's my take. You let me know yours in the comment section. The word degree is getting watered down, and companies want to hire people who can prove that they can get things done, Jenkins said. Google has been scrapping and I give it to the tech field. They're the first ones to really challenge this notion that, oh, you need a credential to be able to do a skill. But tech has an ability to actually test skills, so it's a little different. But I think if a lot of jobs took on this, let's evaluate them by their skills and their knowledge of the position and the task at hand, then, oh, what degree, what school you graduated from? It'll give a lot more people at the bottom more economic opportunities. And this is why I always talk about black people. Like, black women are the biggest ones that get duped by this, because they think they can get any degree and then they'll get they feel like they're entitled to get paid more money than someone else. And I'm like, no, you're not. You just have something that makes you more appealing at the door. But end of the day, you still got to perform the job. And if someone performs the job better than you, it doesn't matter what degree they have. Just like it doesn't matter where you come from should determine whether you get in college or not. But for some reason, black women have this idea that, oh, I got a degree in mass communications with a side of organic biology, and I'm supposed to make more money than this guy over here who only has a high school diploma, but he's doing the job better than you are. So he's going to get paid more than you are. Oh, I got managers that have no degree, but they're my managers, and I'm the one who went to school. So they learned the skills a different way than you learned the skills. You picked the most expensive way of learning said skill, and this person picked the most cheapest way of learning that skill. Right? End of the day, skills matter. Skills matter more than your credentials. And I think this is kind of how black women and a lot of women get into this spiral of getting into mass amount of debt, because now majority of college debt is owned by women, right? And black women especially they're held down by that student loan debt. But end of the day, I'm like, yeah, you made that decision, right? The women were celebrating, oh, men are no longer the majority in college now. Women are graduating with more degrees than ever before. And all I heard was women are graduating with more debt than ever before. And 85% of you guys are not going to work at a job where your degree will be applicable to that field. So men are looking, and this is what I'm saying. It's not, men are not being discriminated against in college, or college doesn't give you any leg up. Men realize this already, right? Because at the end of the day, we tend to be more risky with our lives, right? We saw college for what it was. We're like, yo, the ROI don't make sense here. So I'm gonna get an entry level job that only pays me $50K a year, but I'm picking out loans that almost average that my salary, $40K, $50K, $60K loans. And if I go out of state, that's 5 times more money that I have to spend. Oh, hell no, I'm not going to college. That's what men make. Men, this is what I'm talking about. Like, financial literacy matters, but it's a weird thing. It seems like men are able to just weigh the pros and cons of things, while women just say, hey, I did what I was told. Society told me go to college. I went to college. Now I'm a bad B. I got my bachelor's degree, and I want a man with a bachelor's degree. Oh, well, men don't see bachelor's degree the same way that women do. And it's so baffling to me too. I'm like, damn. Now this is why a lot of men don't want to date women with college degrees, is because it's assumed that you're going to come with debt. I'm just being honest. That's how I thought of it when I was coming out of college. I was like, oh, I don't want no one to have no debt. I don't want to marry with no one with no debt. But I digress. Google has scrapped the degree requirement for certain positions for several years after 93% of Google's job postings included a degree requirement in 2017. But by 2021, which is the intro I showed you before, that number has dropped to 77% according to Burning Glass Institute report. For entry-level jobs, Google also allowed its online certificate program to replace the 4-year degree requirements. And I know everyone don't like Google, right? And I'm gonna end the video here. I know a lot of people don't like Google for various reasons. But one thing I think most businesses should take, they should try to have some type of certification program that they can use to replace the 4-year degree, right? Because at the end of the day, it's a two-way street. Business, you need workers that can work, all right? Giving them an opportunity to prove themselves regardless of what background they come from, regardless if they come from poor family, rich family, if they're good at school, bad at school. Because remember, school tests mostly for memorization. So usually when they say you're smart at school, usually what they're telling you is you're good at memorizing stuff. That's it. The only time someone will hit a problem-solving type of aspect is either you're doing programming or you're doing math. That's the only problem-solving subjects that require more than just memorization. I'm just being honest, right? This is why girls tend to do better in school than boys. But when you look at the testing, it's still like most of the top people are men, for the most part anyway. Because the test challenges your problem solving for the most part, depending on the subject. But that's why men tend to be better at math. And even with this whole debt situation, men find themselves less at debt than women do, right? I made some articles that pointed out to you guys' attention that being single is designated as a luxury now because of rising costs, inflation, right? Stagnated income. It's a lot harder to actually make it out here as a single person. So single women, y'all got a tough time. But, you know, women tend to try to go for the government handouts. Hey, government, help me, come save me. But hey, you know, that's the society we live in, bro. But hey, I digress. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I really do appreciate you guys for watching to the end of the video. If you want, you can check out this inconvenient truth about college degrees, where I go more in depth about why I don't like college degrees, and I give you some clips and examples. So if you want to check it out, here it is on the screen. If not, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.